Hello, right. The prolific AC at Bad Dog Promotions has sent me another winner. This time it's Alan Morse and his album So Many Words. Alan, of course, being the guitarist and co-founding member of Spock's Beard. And this album was released just a few days ago on the 22nd of January 2026. Now, I do like Spock's Beard. Well, up until Snow, that was, and Alan's brother Neil left. Though not so much for what Spock's Beard did after that, and particularly not Feel Euphoria and Octane. But even so, I felt I needed to give this album of Alan's a chance, and I'm glad I did. He does most of the hard work himself, though he's co-opted a number of current and former Spock's Beard bandmates, such as his brother Neil, Jimmy Keegan, Nick DiVigilio, Dave Miros, Ted Leonard, and Ryo Octomuto. And in addition to those two, there's Tony Levin and master drummer Simon Phillips crops up a time or two as well. Now, with that beard-heavy contingent and contributions, you might be thinking that So Many Words is by any other name a Spock's Beard album. Well, not so. Not so. Yes, there are similarities. However, this is an Alan Morse project, and he does it in his own way, and he's made an album of very enjoyable and accessible, mainly I guess you'd call it melodic prog, but there's plenty of more rockier moments to it as well, some tasty guitar crunches and solos, accompanying keyboard and synth work to complement everything that's going on. The vocals are nice and clean too. And, Alan delivers some really nice hooks and melodies there also. What about the music? Well, Every Day Is Insane starts it off very stylish. A bit of a chugging introduction, then other things come in, and it turns into quite a driving, melodic sort of prog pop song. And the interplay with the keys and synths, and a big earworm chorus as well. It's a really excellent opener that leaves you wanting more. It's never enough, nice bit of a rocker, not least when Alan lets rip on his guitar solo. Neil Morse arrives for I Don't Want to Travel Time, If It Takes Forever, and the brothers Morse combine to great effect and continue that rockier side of prog. And It's Time Making Up My Heart and the title track make up a trio of quite fiery, chunky rockers with Morse showing his guitar chops again to a maximum effect, whilst building in all sorts of other sounds and textures and melodies and all sorts of stuff. It really, the more you listen to it, the more you pick up on it all. And it all flows through very, very well, right through to the closer of Behind Me, which closes it out as an excellent, well-structured album. But there's quite a lot of prog going on, there's quite a lot of rock going on, there's quite a lot of melody going on, but it all really works together very, very well. There is one exception, and that is a track called Bass Solo, which isn't a bass solo at all. It's a 4-minute waste of space which goes nowhere other than sounding like a splodge of rather random electronic and ambient sounds, and it's really got no place here. So if you do buy So Many Words, just skip over that one. That's what the button's for. So to summarise, we've got part prog, we've got part rock, we've got part melodic, but altogether an album with more than enough to please the ears. All very well written and performed by a top crew, as you'd expect, with the musicians that are involved. And Alan's certainly not a well-known name in proggy circles, trading on that reputation for an easy solo album. No. Alan shows he can more than stand on his own and stand tall on his own merits without sounding like the day job in Spock's Beard. I think it's a digital release only. I'm not aware of any CD or vinyl versions at time of recording this, 28th of Jan 2026, as I say, just a few days after the release date, but you might find one somewhere. But I think it is digital only, certainly at this point. I've found it on Alan's Bandcamp page, which I will link to in the description below, Amazon Music, and no doubt other digital outlets if you have your favoured one, but say links to Bandcamp and Amazon Music underneath. Give it a chance. I'm glad I did. I really enjoy it. So there we are. If you do me a little teeny tiny favour, and that's if you wouldn't mind subscribing to the channel before you disappear, that would be appreciated and a big help. And coming next, I've now got my hands on the new album from Morse, the surprise return from the excellent Nwabam band. So that's coming up next once I've spun it a few times. And, really looking forward to that one after they come back out of nowhere after 40 odd years or so. But anyway, that's next. And until then, thanks for listening, thanks for watching, and take care.